massage. I'm gonna take you through a sound experience using some of my favorite things. This is a tech deck. It's a tiny skateboard. I had a lot of them when I was a kid. Some people can do real skateboard tricks with them. I'm not one of those people. Oh shit, I gotta put the grip tape on and all type of... Goddamn. Let's go. Can I curse in this interview? Okay. Thank you. All right. Growing up in Chicago is one of the primary sources of inspiration for the lyrics I write, being an extension of my humanity, which was shaped by my experiences in Chicago. Chicago is a very honest depiction of America, and at once beautiful and inspired and historic, and at the same time destitute and hopeless and dangerous. I was inspired to start rapping about Tupac and Common. Tupac made me feel something. I wanted to make people feel in the way that he made me feel. Common was rapping about the same bus I was riding while I was listening to the music, so he made me believe it could be real. Ultimately, I learned a lot from hip-hop. Around that age of 11, 12, 13 years old, it gave me context into myself and into my environment. I wanted to be a part of it. I was actually writing graffiti before I was rapping. So I was tagging trains and walls, spray painting and painting on things illegally. Then I was breakdancing, and then I was rapping after that. Beat your ass. I chose boxing gloves because it's been a fight for me. I've had to stay afloat, and boxing is like a metaphor for that to me. In addition, I train fighting. I'm a trained martial artist. I've been doing it my whole life. I started boxing a few years back. I see it as a metaphor for my journey. It's like I've been hit, I've fallen, I've stumbled, but I keep getting up and I keep fighting. The things I hold conversation about in my personal life are the things that I write about in music. So if that is speaking truth to power or addressing systemic oppression or, violence against women or police brutality or whatever it may be, I'm revolutionarily minded and I'm politically educated, so those are the things that find their way into my music. sounds so good when it fizzles. Hell no, y'all crazy as hell for this shit. Orange Soda was one of the first songs that people heard from me from the internet tape, a project I made about 10 years ago when I was 19. In the years since, I've been on a journey. I've grown, I've gained, I've lost, I've loved, I've learned, as we all have in the last 10 years. That was a very natural time when music was being made purely for fun. There was no sense of commoditization. It wasn't about streams. I don't even know if streaming existed yet. And it was innocent. There was honestly an innocence to that music. At the same time, it was deep though. It was very personal. It was very emotional. It was lyrical. It was fun. It was hip hop. All at once. I was really inspired by Pharrell on that song. I'm always inspired by Pharrell, but that song in particular, I was going for a NERD Pharrell type of hook. Cam made the beat, and Chance was actually doing the ad libs, like yo, it was like yelping in the background. And then DJ Simtex in London, heard it and played it on BBC Radio 1 in London, and that was like the first international look I ever had and some of the first radio play I had ever received. Shout out to Simtex. He's always been a real friend to me and an amazing supporter of my music. Swish is a new song with myself, Chance, and G-Eazy. It came off a writing camp that Chance and I were doing in LA. Just having fun, honestly. It's a different vibe for us. Like, it lets you see us in a different light, something more playful. In a way, a modern representation of some of the older music that we might have made. G-Eazy and I go way, way back, and I ran into him in London around Fashion Week. We got in the studio and he helped me figure out the arrangement of the song. He was the one that said that "Make Some Shake For Me" part should be the hook. We should repeat that. He's really got a brilliant mind for songwriting. And he jumped on and he had a killer verse. Had a lot of fun shooting the video. Swish out now. I mean, in all honesty, I've been collaborating with Chess since way before we had careers. That was high school. Some of our first studio sessions ever was together at age 14. So, all these years later, it often feels very natural because we've been pushing each other to rap since we were little kids. I have the same love for the art of rapping, making music that I did when I was 14 years old, so I have fun doing it. Sometimes it's painful to do it. It's often beautiful to do it. And I feel that same spirit of inspiration that I did when I was 14 years old and we first started rapping together. Process is like excavating a diamond out of a deep mine. I gotta dig and dig and dig. But at the bottom is an incredibly precious gem. It takes time. I don't often use a pen and a paper. I usually just write in my mind. And I just repeat the words over and over again until it comes through me. It's a very spiritual process for me. I like to bring my ancestors into the room. Sometimes I envision my grandmother and I envision my uncle smiling, and I see them passing me down the information and the energy to come through me. I feel like creativity is just a channel. So sometimes I'll meditate before I start to write, just to open myself up and allow myself to let greatness come through me. I pray while I write. I meditate while I'm writing. I send a blessing while I'm writing. I'm studying while I'm writing. You know, I might be reading a book on ancient Egypt, or I might be looking at a bad bitch Instagram. You know, it's so many human emotions all at once. But yeah, it's all in my head, though. I just write in my head. The advice I would give to my younger self is control your thoughts, gain control over your mind, make a decision about what you want to give your energy to, make a decision about who you want to be, take action that furthers that goal. Everything else, let it be. It's unnecessary. It's in the way. I'm Vic Mensa. Thank you so much for coming to my Mind Massage. Make sure to check out my new song, Swish, with Chance the Rapper and G-Eazy, out now.
Perfect. That was awesome, Vic. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
No doubt.
Okay, guys.
Whispering like a mother.